evening and welcome to the Village of Tuckahoe Planning Board meeting. Today is February 9th. Sorry? Yeah. Can you hear me? All right. All right. Good evening and welcome to the Village of Tuckahoe Planning Board meeting. Today is February 19th. Nancy, please take attendance.
Commissioner McMullen?
Yes.
Commissioner Barra?
Present.
Commissioner Carpenter?
Present.
Commissioner Wolfson?
Present.
And Chairman Leo.
Present. On this evening's agenda, we have the approval of meeting minutes held on September 17th, 2024. 170 Marbledale has been adjourned. And then we have 69 Main Street, which is a new skincare business. 173 Marbledale Road, site plan for commercial kitchen. 111 Lake Avenue, site plan approval. And 84 Main Street, site plan for the new barbershop. I make a motion to approve the meeting minutes of September 17th. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so at this point, I'd like to call up 69 Main Street. Okay, you could stay at the, I'm sorry. Hi, how are you? What's going on? Okay, so what we'll do is you need to present your project, what you're planning to do. Go back to the lectern, identify yourself, all right, and tell us what you're gonna do. So lectern behind you. No worries, okay.
It's my first rodeo here. Okay.
No worries, that's fine. So
Hello.
identify yourself.
Hi, Maria Aponte.
Where do you live?
We're at my home address?
Yes.
Okay, so 37 Rockledge Road, Bronxville, New York,
Okay.
10708.
And you're here on which project?
For 69 Main Street, Tuckahoe 10707.
Okay, and tell us about your project.
So I'm opening up a med spa next door, and we'll be offering facials, laser treatments like laser hair removal, permanent cosmetics, and med spa treatments like Botox, fillers, things like that.
Right. And based on the plan you submitted, this guy over here.
Yes.
It looks like you're going to be taking over potentially 2 spaces and share one, I think?
Yes.
Okay. And this is next door with the
Yep,
pain
Dr.
doctor.
Zhang, Pain Management, yep.
Okay. So as we discussed in the work session, we required you to get 1 parking space for yourself.
Correct.
Sounds like you have the
Yes.
parking space.
Yes.
If you could just give it to our attorney.
Oh, that's her permit.
That's our permit. Oh,
And I
oh,
have
you've seen?
proof
Okay,
that-
great. Okay,
Tap your car.
Yeah, I just want the receipt.
okay, great. All right, so you got all of that, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, great. All right, so anything else you want to add?
No,
Okay, great. So at this point, I make a motion to open a public hearing. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone here this evening to speak on this application? Since there's no one here to speak on this application, I make a motion to close the public hearing. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
So I'd like to read a resolution. Village of Tuckahoe, Planning Board Resolution Decision, applicant Skincare Inc., location of project is 69 Main Street, Tuckahoe, New York, Section 33, Block 8, Lot 12. Description of project is open a skin care facility. Secret resolution. Pursuant to the regulations of secret, this board finds that the action taken herein is an unlisted action subject to the requirements of secret and its implementing regulations. This board is in possession of all information reasonably necessary to make the determination as to the environmental significance of the proposed site plan application. 3, the action herein shall not have a significant adverse impact on the environment and is declared that a negative declaration is hereby adopted with regard to this action. Can I have a second?
Second.
Nancy, take roll.
Commissioner McMullen?
Aye.
Commissioner Barra?
In favor.
Commissioner Carpenter?
In favor.
Commissioner Wolfson?
In favor.
And Chairman Leo.
In favor. The following is the resolution/decision of the Planning Board of the Village of Tuckahoe, New York. Applicant is seeking to open a skin care facility at 69 Main Street. The skin care facility would share office space with a doctor already operating at 69 Main Street. We find that based on the work session and presentations at the public hearing, that the applicant has met its burden as to 7-1 of the Village of Tuckahoe's zoning code, and therefore the application is approved with the following conditions. 1, at all times, the applicant shall maintain 1 off-site parking space. Applicant has provided this board with proof of compliance by obtaining 1 space at the Lake Avenue lot from the village. Every representation of the applicant made and its in its application and presentation will be a condition of this approval. Any deviation from the representations made shall be a cause for the revocation of said approval. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Nancy, take roll.
Yes. Commissioner McMullen,
In favor.
Commissioner Barra,
Favor.
Commissioner Carpenter,
In favor.
Commissioner Wolfson,
In favor.
and Chairman Leo.
In favor. Congratulations. I wish you much luck and success.
Thank you.
And invite us to your grand opening party.
Absolutely, 100%. Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.
All right, so at this point, I'd like to call up, just show up, 173 Marbledale.
Good evening, Chair, members of the board. Louis Campana, architect, office at 7 Pondfield Road, Bronxville. I'm here on behalf of the owners of Broken Bow Brewery, located at 173 Marbledale Road. Broken Bow is a family-owned and operated business since 2012. It opened up with a special use permit for manufacturing, brewing of beer. In 2017, there was a new special permit application, which had to do with how they operated in terms of food trucks, events in the parking lot, tented events, and also reconfiguring the beer garden and removing 2 spots from the parking lot. Since then, they were renting the space, and having a kitchen was always on their mind. And now they have become owners of the property, and that opened up the opportunity to include the kitchen to enhance their business. So this project, it's a 2-phase project. The first phase has to do with interior alterations, and the second phase will be the pergola over the reconfigured beer garden. So I'll start on the interior first, and then we'll work our way out. So there are a number of things that we're going to be doing to the interior, one of which is the commercial kitchen. This will be located on the southeast corner of the building. We're also going to be extending the bar around the corner to bring in additional space or to create better circulation and flow from the main space through and into the beer garden. The kitchen, the bar will have access into the kitchen, and then the kitchen will also have a pass-through window that would service the beer garden. We are also proposing an improvement to remove existing office space and storage and create a private event space with a large opening into the main dining area with oversized barn doors. There'll also be some reconfiguration to the bathrooms as well. On the exterior, we'll be reconfiguring the existing beer garden, making it less deep and adding 1 spot back to the parking lot. Parking lot currently has 12 spots, and we're going to be adding 1 additional. And that includes 1 handicap spot as well, an access aisle. The parking lot, so I did mention the 13 parking spots. The village zoning law stipulates that a restaurant use must have 1 spot per 100 square feet of patron space. So doing the math there, that would be, a capacity of, I believe it's 134 patrons, and 34 parking spaces would be required, and we would have 13. I did perform a parking analysis of the parking spaces along Marbledale Road, starting from Fisher Avenue to Jackson, which all seem to be in comfortable walking distance to the brewery. And there's a total of 60 spots. So with the 60 spots that could be available based on the hours of operation and the other businesses in close proximity, most of those businesses would be closed during peak hours of the restaurant. So the 60 and the 13 spots would be 73 spots, and 34 is required by the village zoning law. So I believe, based on that information, that parking would be available, ample parking would be available for this change of use.
Okay. Anything else to add?
Some other things that we're doing in the parking lot. Oh, number one, we're going to be painting the exterior of the building. That'll be white. And then we would have the pergola, which would be a deep gray. Okay. We do have mechanicals on the roof. So we have intake and exhaust on the roof. Those both would comply with the village noise ordinance of 50 decibels at the property line based on the distance to the property line.
You're also screening those, right?
And we're screening them, yes, with an element that would sort of mirror or reflect the pergola.
Okay.
Here you can see the configuration of the roof. The two new components would be right here, 1 and 2. And then the screen would be along the southern portion of the building, along the eastern side, and returning slightly on the northern side to just block view from people driving by and neighbors. In the lot, we are locating, well, there's an existing beer truck, which they use, and will be used also for the pergola and beer garden.
Where will that beer truck be parked on a regular basis?
So the beer truck will be parked in spot number 13 on a regular basis.
Who's that parking space?
Technically, yes. And the reason for its location is because of the beer garden.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so we're just using it as a deterrent and also for safety reasons. In between that, we're going to be implementing a planter with boxwoods just to create a barrier for kids and, you know. But all the activities, well, currently, I should say, the activities or events that are held at the facility are usually held in the beer garden, but it spills out into the parking area. So we're going to define that space with the pergola, and that's only where the dedicated outdoor eating area would be. We're also going to enhance the planting bed along the front as well to screen it really from people inside of the pergola to the street.
What are you going to do there?
A series of evergreen plantings, yeah. I have a planting list. We're going to use oak leaf hollies, emerald green, and American boxwood. We're also going to be putting a ballard and chain barrier along the parking area, because sometimes people do go back here.
Are there benches back there right now?
There are now, but those would be removed.
They're moved, yeah.
And the blocks as well.
And I noticed that you also have that outdoor cylindrical item there, which,
The silo, yeah.
yeah, and then you also have the garbage back there, right?
Yes, that's right.
And so so that parking space has to be vacant when the garbage gets picked up. And I think you told us in the work session at 6 o'clock in the morning that.
Yeah, it'll be early before all the operation begins. Exactly. There'll be signage in the parking lot for the handicap spot and also the access.
Break it, you own it.
I got you.
Access to the building will be how it is accessed today. The main entrance is along Marbledale Road. There's also an entrance from an office space here. We have also another series of entrances or exits along the back side of the building with a sidewalk bringing you back to the parking area, and then 2 points of access at the overhead door and just next to that as well.
Based on a proposed occupant load, have you done an exit analysis to make sure everybody could get out at the same time, based on your max occupancy?
Yeah, the max, yes.
It's been a while since. Fantastic.
Sorry. It's coming.
Hey, Gary, can we project a view like a PowerPoint? Can't do that yet?
Hoping eventually coming into the modern age, so we have all new equipment, you see new cameras.
I saw those, yeah.
But they're not really up and operational yet. While Mr. Capania is looking at that, just to bring the board up to speed procedurally, the applicant was before the zoning board for a special permit.
Right.
To get a special permit, the zoning board reviewed all these plans. They approved it and approved the special permit. They set hours of operation, how many outdoor events they had. You guys are in charge of site plan, which kind of overlaps with them. So if you have any additions, you're welcome to do that. But the zoning board did kind of kick the can over to you guys to say, can you just look at the event parking? If he's allowed 12 events per year, outdoor events. Was that what the zoning board said?
Yes.
Okay. So just to look at that, but 13 spots that they have on there, there's really no place to put any more, so they were fine with that. So that was all approved, and
No more tented events either.
now once the pergola goes up, there's going to be no more tented events.
Are food trucks still in the mix?
No.
No.
Only until the kitchen is operational.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. He can use the food trucks like he had before, only up until the restaurant's operation.
So what are the hours of operation proposed, approved? What did you guys get approval for?
The brewery is from 6:30 a.m. till 3:30 p.m., I believe, and then noon until midnight during the week, and then I believe 10 p.m. on Sundays, if I'm not mistaken. Also, the music, no live music outside, decibels, for ambient, background ambiance music, less than 50 decibels at
Outside,
the
and that
property
cuts
line.
off at 10.
Yes.
At 9, cuts off
At 9.
And
Yes,
it's per the residential code for noise ordinances.
right, so it's more restrictive.
Zoning board set, which is more restrictive.
Okay.
So,
So I'm sorry, one last question.
Yes.
The 12 events, these are outdoor events, right? Like
they're
or in-
both indoor and outdoor, but they weren't sort of,
So define events. What is events?
well, so we would call them events before because it wasn't a restaurant. So now they're really just reservations in a way. But events, I think the ones that you're talking about are like bike night, there's a yoga event, which probably 2 handfuls of people go to. I'm a member of the men's PTA men's club, and they do probably 1 or 2 nights out of the year. Those are indoor. There was a chili event. So
So what's the difference between an event and a birthday party, a graduation, wedding? Just curious.
I don't know.
Mr. Chair, I think the idea was that events were to be using the parking lot,
Yes,
taking away those spots, like a.
Oh, so
that's
events
what
would
the
be
issue
outdoors.
was.
If it's something inside, like a birthday party.
Right.
And just regular hours of operation, he could do that as many times as they'd like.
That's what I'm trying to figure out, right?
Okay.
It's really just when they take over the parking lot.
Oh, okay. that
right,
makes
which will no longer happen.
So, so why did they give you events?
Yeah.
So, hold on, I'm a little confused now. So you got approval for 12 events, which you're not going to hold?
Well, it's just carried from the other
but
special
the-
permit.
yeah.
It was more like town public events.
Okay, but outdoor, where you couldn't use your parking lot,
Right.
correct?
Right.
So you're saying now. Yeah, but the wedding will be outside, right? Okay. Tell me, please
And I also
explain.
think the pergola's not going to be around for the next year, is that right?
It's phase 2 project, yeah.
All right, so
probably-
let's, I'm just trying to understand. Take the mic, take the microphone. Take the microphone.
Hi, Casey Schwartz. I'm one of the owners. We came up with a list of the 2024 events. So to give you guys an idea, so a St. Patrick's community pop-up. So people coming and going between 1 and 5 vendors, local
And these will
vendors.
take place outdoors, correct?
That one did. So this was last year.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
Bike nights, which all the bikes park in the lot. Let's see, the Tuckahoe Challenge after party started at 11. People just came by. A lot of people walked, actually, stretching legs. A kids community exercise class started 11 to 12. So again, before Sunday, there were 6 kids outside running around. A breast cancer research Zumba class, also 11 to 12 before we open. 20 mostly women doing Zumba out in the parking lot. A community fall pop-up, again, similar to the other one, they vendors indoors, outdoors. I think that was about the same time, like 1 to 5 or so. So what is I think the most is somewhere around 100. The biggest event that we ever have is the Tuckahoe PTA, actually. And that's, I want to say, usually like a Wednesday or Thursday night. And it's at night, people coming and going. We do 10% of proceeds goes to Tuckahoe PTA. But that's our biggest one.
Okay, so you'll still have these events in the parking lot 12 times a year potentially, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's-
And we
that's what I
like to do, the ones that are in the parking lot, as you can see, we like to do it before we open because then we don't have to close our parking lot.
Right,
So,
okay. Just want to understand what that was.
Thank you.
Occupant load?
Yeah, sure.
So the total occupant load, which takes into consideration the assembly space, which is the patron dining spaces, behind the bar, storage, the factory brewing area, and utility spaces and offices. The total is 254. In terms of the means of egress sizing, the capacity factor is 0.2. Capacity required is 50.8 inches. And the capacity, I'm sorry, that's required, 50.8. The capacity provided is 144.
Okay. All right.
And the number of exits,
Yeah, multiple, no?
yeah, but required is 2 and provided is 3, actual accessible exits.
All right. Anything else you want to add? We're good?
I think that's all. Yeah.
Okay. So when we had the work session,
Yes.
first of all, I want to say you guys have been a great neighbor to the community. I mean, you guys are, I've heard one peep and you do a lot for the community, for different organizations, and you're a good neighbor. So, I'm very happy you guys have been successful, and I really wish you continued success. And I think it's an evolution, what you're looking to do at your facility right now. You started with the beer garden, then you grew with the beer, then you started slowly growing to other things. And it's an evolution. It makes sense. And again, very happy for your success. So the way I see this project, as we discussed in the work session, is that you're opening up a restaurant and a facility where you can have large parties, an event space, basically. I think from having your traditional beer event, plenty of parking, and those typically take place on weekends or in the summer, and you got plenty of parking on Marbledale. You're going to be opening up a restaurant in essence, and I think, lunch is probably not the greatest business in this community, but, you'll have your lunch. It's not going to be taxing on parking on Marbledale. You're also going to have dinner, and I think most of the other businesses on Marbledale do close, so there's ample parking spaces in your parking lot in addition to on-street parking that will satisfy the need for the restaurant, especially on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which would be your busiest days. I think there's plenty of parking for that. I think one of the reservations I had was when you have these events where you have and these, let's say, a wedding, engagement party, birthday party, bat mitzvah, whatever the occasion is, right? One of the things you have is you have a window where you just have this impact of about, pick a number, 50 to 75 cars coming within a 15, 20, 15, 30-minute period, and they're all coming at the same time to go to the same party. How do we deal with that? That's my only reservation. I know you did the parking analysis that we received today, and thank you for doing that. But you're assuming that all the parking spaces are going to be available to you, and we can't assume that. We got to assume that, there's housing not too far from you guys. There's just people parked there. But there is, again, still ample parking. And again, that's the only reservation I have is those events. Because you do have, by code, you can put up 254 people, with staff and everybody on this premises. Not as to say that, each part will be that large, most will be kind of manageable and small, but when you do have that, 150 and up, that's where I have some concerns, and I hope you have a lot of those, to be quite honest with you.
So their intention is not by any means to become a catering hall or a space to hold weddings. This is a family friend that they're having a wedding for, and I believe it's a small one. They're going to have food that, you would typically see at a bar, and the menu is not even as large as that. It's really to enhance what they've already have been doing, but giving the people what they've always been looking for. Instead of leaving, they stay.
I mean, would you be willing to cap the number of people per party? That's something that's...
We spoke about it. Do you want to come up?
Hello, me again. I just want to say that we look at things sort of differently. We are a very big event holding space in that we do the community events. That is what we do. We do all the things that I just listed. But what we do mostly is reservations. We do your 20-person first birthday. You do your 30-person anniversary party. We have 16 people in our family, and we go to different places and sit down with our 16 people, and our children scream every time. But that's what we want to do. We are holding a wedding. The wedding is, I think, 60 people. And it's a family friend. After that, we are giving up tents. We don't want to do tents. We don't want to close down. We want to have a place it's a restaurant. How often do you guys go to restaurants and it's shut down? That's not really a good look. You want people to feel welcome, to feel like they're always, you know what times that they're there, when you can go. And so we do hold reservations, and we will have whatever anniversary where people are coming all at the same time. That is true. But that's not what we're looking to do. We're looking to be a restaurant. We have put a lot of heart and time and energy and money into the brewery, realizing that $7 pints of beer isn't going to cut it. And so at this point, we need to have a restaurant. We need to have food. We need to make sure everyone's safe and have food in their stomachs. So that's what we're trying to do. We're not trying to be an event space. That's not what we got into this for.
I understand that, but you could, is the question, So I want to cap it to minimize this issue.
So is that the only way that we will
Unless
be
you get
able to?
more parking for events, and I think there was some hesitation,
Well-
if you were to have, for argument's sake, 150 people, right? You're gonna expect 70 cars.
But I believe, and Louis, correct me if I'm wrong, so our entire building is 200 something. That's including production space. And we have a lot of production space that's necessary. So I think it's like 134 if it is completely full. A lot of our, our biggest event, the PTA one, is 100, and most people walk because it's also a place, it's a brewery. You want to have a drink or two and not have to drive. The hotel takes off a bunch of cars from the lot because people stay there. They stay there all the time. So we would rather not have the cap because that's sort of the point of doing all of this, is having people come and go. And we believe that there is ample space between the parking lot and the road. And we're doing what we can to make that space. We had a blue truck that was taking up another spot, and we sold it as of last week. It's gone. And so we are trying to meet you guys halfway. We understand we need to continue to be good neighbors. We need to continue to make sure everyone's safe, and we're doing what we should be doing. But we would like to be able to have parties within obviously all the limits that we have to. So that's what we would like to do.
All right, anybody else, any questions for this applicant?
Yeah.
You guys have any questions?
So just to add to that, so I believe by law, considering that the space dedicated or that only can be used by patrons, it has a capacity or an occupant load, I should say, of 134.
Are you including the beer garden in this as
Yes.
well?
Yes. So I think by law, they wouldn't be able to have more than 134 people. And that's what would be posted in the patron space in terms of the occupant load for the fire.
Yeah, again, I have reservations. What I'd like to do
Yeah.
is if we could just get our consultant just to look at this quickly and see, can we get Noah just to, Noah's our consultant. I just want to get him to look at this quickly and see if he has any reservations. I just don't want to make a mistake here. If that's okay with you guys. Any issues?
This town.
He's a town consultant that does traffic studies for us.
That would require returning or just to look at, well, I guess it would, right?
Say again?
That would require returning for a resolution, obviously.
Yes, correct. Yeah. I mean, I'll open a public hearing today and won't close it until next month.
So excuse me.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think honestly, with what's going on here, to just be upfront about it. We are missing our busy season, and so we're hoping to get this done before it's busy. And we rely very heavily. If you guys have been to the brewery on a day like today, you'll get very familiar with our bartenders because there's not many people there. And in May, it's busy. And that's when we pay the bills with what we make in May and June and July. And so honestly, that is the discussion that is being had, which is if it continues to get pushed out further, will we have time?
There is their busiest time. It's a good point.
No, I know, but by the time they get the building.
They should. I mean, yeah, I hate the whole.
Hey, guys, can I just make a suggestion? Can we just like recess? Let me take these other applications and you guys decide. We'll come back at the end and then we'll figure this out.
Sure.
Okay, so let's pause on this application for now. And then if you guys, I don't know if you want to go out and speak. Okay, yes.
Leave it open until the second call,
Gotcha. Okay.
then you can take into consideration.
All right. I'd like to make a motion to open the public hearing. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Is anyone here to speak on this application? All right, since there's no one here to speak on this application, I make a motion to keep this open until second call. Second? All in favor? Aye. All right, so, Bill, can you give the conference room just so they have a private, it's open? You know where the conference room, right? Yeah. Okay, so at this point, where am I? 111 Lake?
Good afternoon. I'm Michael Kuzo. That's Michael Duggan. I own Tucked on 90 Yonkers Avenue, the other side. 111, we're expecting to expand, basically make it a fully functioning restaurant, adding a bathroom, bar about 6 to 8 feet, full kitchen, and it would be more as an event space with adding a staircase from tucked away to upstairs. Yeah, I think.
So
you
are
just
those
put
new
it-
drawings?
Are those new drawings?
Those are new drawings, right?
They were revised.
Yeah, because we haven't received those. Did you submit them to the building department?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't get them. Okay. Do
I think the only adjustment was.
you have an extra one by any chance?
The only change was we didn't need the ramp as for the work session, so we took that out, and it's just a window here that's going to be replaced with something that opens rather than a picture window. So we were concerned about the
Let's start from-
height
let's-
going
let's-
in and out.
Let's start from the beginning so everyone at home can understand what the project is, right?
Okay.
So start from the beginning and then,
So right now, was the old cafe. So what we're proposing is to add a staircase from tucked away, which is on the ground floor, and have this be more of a party room area where we would add a bathroom. And the existing kitchen right now would have a new hood system. So the other concern that from the work session was the ductwork coming up the side of the building. So this is the existing hood that's there now.
Yeah.
So it's currently venting on to the street, which can't happen.
Right.
So we would come from here and pipe up to the roof and then go back 10 feet. So the only thing that exterior-wise would be the addition of a stainless steel duct system up the side of the building here from the height of the second-story window. So it would be 1 story of ductwork and then returning onto the roof 10 feet.
there's no way to go through the building?
The space above is occupied by someone else that rents, and it would impose a lot on her studio for us to do that.
There's a studio apartment up there?
I believe it's a massage therapist. It's an office. It's a lawyer's office.
Okay. There's no other way to reroute that anywhere?
No,
It's gotta be a big eyesore on,
well, we won't be, it's not going to be coming out of the building as far as this does now. I mean, from the line of sight, from the corner, that's what it looks like there. And you have to be standing at the intersection to really notice this. So coming into town,
Yeah, sitting at the light, you notice that.
yeah, once you hit the light, I mean,
Yeah,
from
past that,
town, the building here blocks it. Coming into town the other way with the one-way street, down the other way, you're not even seeing the top of the building because of the one-way. And when you're on the sidewalk now, when you're walking down the street, it's significantly above your head that you're not even going to notice it as far as your line of sight.
Are you making any attempts to dress it up rather than just being stainless steel?
I don't think painting it is an option. If we need to box it in, Georgia Pacific makes something that I can enclose it with. So I would have to come out a little bit further than the proposed ductwork. So it would be another 4 inches out.
What material would that be?
Glass. They make.
Dense glass?
No, it's sorry. Dense glass, and so that would be the first layer that goes on it, and then I can wrap that with something that's paintable that I can blend into the side of the building. If weight becomes an issue, I don't think that's an issue, but we can put dense glass on it first, and then I can wrap it with something that I can
Yeah, I
paint.
prefer you do that. Just go sideways and go up.
Okay.
So it looks
I
like
don't
a
know-
chimney or something. You know?
Right, exactly. So it would have to 45. I can't go
No,
90.
Can't go
as far-
90?
I don't think the hood's
make
the
it-
mechanical system would let me do that. So it would have to go.
Build a box as a rectangle,
Okay.
right?
And then we would go up in between.
You go straight up.
Right.
And then go across.
Right. Okay.
Can you draw on it? So if we're both on the same page? Sometimes English language is very difficult. I know I screwed up so many times. Wanna,
You need a pen?
I got it.
oh, perfect, Sharpie. Tell me what you're gonna do. And I can hold you to it.
You're gonna 45 off that.
No, he's
Right,
not 40, he's not gonna
So
45.
you don't want
Nah,
a 45,
no.
but so the ductwork itself would have to be a 45, but I
Oh,
can
that's
make the
fine.
box bigger
That's
to
what I mean,
incorporate it.
yeah.
So we would have to come off of here,
All right,
of course.
yeah, you got a dried one. Perfect. See, now we're on the same page.
And then this would go all the way up to the roof here.
You gonna cut the parapet? What are you gonna do?
We're coming out and then over, not to cut the parapet.
Okay. So come to the edge. Ah, yeah, you can't.
So if I come up to the bottom of this
Yeah.
with the cover, and then go from the top over with stainless, is that? I'd like to return it over so I don't have to worry about water coming down the
Yeah,
inside
no, I
of
got
it.
it. Yeah, I prefer you to return it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So return it over. You're gonna
yeah,
take the box
exactly.
out. Yeah.
I'll return it over, probably 2 to 3 feet, just so I don't have to worry about any water coming in or anyone making a nest inside
And
it.
close it.
What is that pipe?
I believe it's a 16-inch duct, so we're looking about 20 by 20, except for down here to cover the 45 is gonna be a little wider. And then what we'll do is we'll pick the most common color in one of these bricks to paint the exterior of that, so it blends in.
Maybe center it on the 2 windows?
That's the goal, is to get it as close to center as possible. The restrictions for the mechanical, for the vent is, however, we're trying as close as we can to get it to center. There's only so far they can come this way and then start the rise.
There's entrance on the second floor.
Correct, correct. There's the entrance right now is the existing entrance right here.
So let's go. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So let's go back to the plan for a second, right? So this is gonna be an event space, right?
Correct. It's
Okay.
part of it.
So you birthday parties, so whatever. Same situation we just had with a broken bow, right? So we're gonna have potentially 50 people here, right?
You were looking at the occupancy,
situ-
we're looking at 48 people, including staff.
Right. So again, parking situation. What are we doing?
Well, we have the municipal lot, right there. Now, is this? You have that after 5 o'clock. That has enough parking, sorry, that has enough spacing for that. And then the street parking as well.
So after 4 o'clock, you
Yeah.
have that, right?
Yeah. And Saturday, we would, again, it's event space, so
No, I
during
get
the
it,
week,
yeah.
Monday through Friday, you're really not doing anything. And if anything, on Saturday, Sunday, you still have that lot as well. And that has ample
They can
parking.
use that lot, I guess, right, for this purpose?
Yeah, after 4, it opens up to the public, so.
Yeah.
Yep,
And the Metro North lot too?
that's it.
That's
Oh,
a
no, the
private
Metro
lot.
North
Is-
lot, that's owned, that's privately owned.
That's
that lot.
privately owned,
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
yeah.
But Lake Avenue, across the street from there, it opens up after 4. It's 4 o'clock, right, Bill? Mike, do you know?
I think permits
When
are
is Lake,
4.
when is the permits end at Lake Avenue? 4?
4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I think it's 4.
4, it's 4. Yeah, I'm almost positive it's 4.
Okay.
But when it's not an event, it's open,
I don't plan on using it, with the exception unless there's parties. Because I'm gonna keep tucked away as is. And I don't really want to overflow it, because then I do need to hire more staff and this and that. And for that now, there's no demand for that. There's more of the demand for the private parties.
There is that kind of demand to?
I do. I turn away a lot. And if I do private parties, then I'm losing out on my restaurant crowd.
No, I got that,
Kind of the same situation with them. So now this helps me do both.
Okay.
So,
It's good to know you have a demand like that.
we do. We've had a lot.
Anybody have any questions of this applicant?
The concern was parking.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
It's always parking.
that's what the parties are gonna be after 4.
No, for sure, yeah, no question, yeah. I mean, if not, it's gonna be on weekends, so let's say
Yeah.
you're doing 1, so, yeah, I mean, realistically. Yeah, no other issues with this, right? The parking date, really, it's the parking. No, but it's an event space, it's quite different, you know. Yeah. I mean, but there's no other way to get it through. Is there? Right.
Yeah.
that's what
You were here, we
yeah.
just talked about
We talked,
wrapping it.
yeah, boxing out so we decide.
Okay.
And like I said, we'll paint it, we'll pick one of the most common colors in the brick and go with that.
Okay.
You don't have a resolution for this, right?
I don't, but you're welcome to.
Okay.
You know, if you do the seeker
Yeah, I'll just pull it
from the
here.
other one,
Yeah.
and I think that's
All right, so at
easy
this,
enough.
okay, so at this point, I make a motion to open public hearing. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
aye.
Aye. Is there anyone here this evening to speak on this application? Since there's no one here to speak on this application, I make a motion to close the public hearing. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so bear with me. Village of Tuckahoe, Planning Board Resolution, applicant owner is, hold on, let me get you all your information. Give me a second. Thank you. Tucked Away, right? Tucked Away Grill? Tucked Away Grill. Just give me a second, I'm gonna write this all down. Pen, just lost it. Here. I have like pens everywhere. Okay, so what's the address?
111 Lake,
111 Lake.
section 32. Block 4. Lot 1.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna start again. The Village of Tuckahoe, Planning Board Resolution Decision. Applicant is Tucked Away Bar and Grill, looks like, right?
Is it Michael Quazzo doing business as Tucked Away?
All right. Section 32, Block 4, Lot 1, description of project is an event space, secret resolution. Pursuant to the regulation of secret, this board finds that the action taken herein is unlisted action, subject to the requirements of secret, and it's implementing regulations. 2, this board is in possession of all the information reasonably necessary to make a determination as to the environmental significance of the proposed site plan application. 3, that the action taken herein shall not have a significant adverse impact on the environment, and it's declared a negative declaration is hereby adopted with regard to this action. All right. Give me a second, let me fix this side. All right, this is, do I need?
The application.
Lake.
Mr. Chair, I think you just make it easier, just that you can approve the plans as submitted
Okay,
with the addition of the outdoor,
we'll call it a chimney.
yeah.
Okay, so at this point, I'd like to make a motion to make a resolution to approve this applicant as presented in the plans dated, what's the date of your plans? Revised plans dated. Okay. February 5th, 2025. The applicant shall revise the plans to enclose the existing stainless steel vent pipe from the side of the building, with dense glass and a veneer to match the existing brick of the building. The revised drawings shall be submitted to the building department prior to any approvals. Anything else at this point? I think that's it. Can I have a second, please? Second. Nancy, take roll.
Yes. Commissioner McMillan. In favor. Commissioner Barra. Favor. Commissioner Carpenter.
Favor.
Commissioner Wolfson.
In favor.
And Chairman Leo.
In favor. We're just going to do a more formal resolution, so you'll have one for your records, right, Gary? Okay. Good luck with everything. Hope your event space succeeds.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Take care. 84 Main Street?
Hello.
There it is. Hi there. One second. Just-
Not least.
Are you okay, by the way?
Yes.
All right, good. Heard you had a little incident on your way to our work.
Oh,
session.
yes, I had on my way back from upstate, I had a little incident, so.
Yeah, hope you're okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Let me just find you first, and then we're,
Yes.
in a second. You have plans to share or no?
No, I think it's straightforward. I submitted the plans of the
Yeah, I'm trying
interior
to find it. Give
renovation.
me a second.
Yeah.
Here it is. Just for the presentation, can you just make a formal presentation of these plans so that the public can see what your client is doing?
Sure.
You're the architect, right? All right, take the microphone. Come back up. Tell us what you're doing.
Sure. All right.
First, identify yourself and tell us what you're doing.
Sure. So my name is Jose Ramirez. I'm from with Pura Studio.
Okay.
With the architects. So I'm here to present a interior renovation for a barbershop with proposing 5 chairs and 1 reception area, which includes 1 chair in that reception area. We're here seeking a approval for off-street parking, as the building currently does not offer any spaces or parking within the building.
Okay.
In the lot. So basically, I know it's a little late, but we provided a plan of action as to where we're going to require some of these spaces, and also.
How many spaces are you requiring?
So
You're
we kind
requiring
of scrambled,
5,
but we were able to obtain up to now 5.
5, okay.
And then we have, actually, I think it was 4, right? It was 4. It's 4 spots.
You have 4 spots.
spaces, yes. And then late this afternoon, we were able to contact a private parking area, which is located at 90 Lake Avenue, I believe. It's across the street from the pizzeria at Angelina's. And they're privately owned. So I actually have.
Yeah, you gotta
their
be careful with that one because that's the lot, that's the Metro North lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that guy, oh, Al Caras?
Yeah, it's a private, right across the street.
So our concern is, he might have,
Okay, we'll look, well, we were able to receive
okay.
an
The
application.
building department's gonna check to see how many spots he has available, how many
Yeah.
times he's rented it, and hopefully they match.
Okay, well, we kind, like, again, we were trying to scramble for another one, just to prove to you guys that we're proactive about.
Yeah.
finding those spots.
That's
so.
great.
So across the street, we were able, well, I'll go down the list of
Yeah.
A, B, C. So A, we would talk to the,
Before, let's
Yeah.
just talk about your project for a second.
Sure.
And then we'll talk about
Oh,
parking.
okay,
right?
sure,
Okay.
yeah.
So I guess the question is, my first question is, what are your hours of operation?
that's a good question. I will refer to,
Why don't you come up?
Yeah.
Say hello.
he's one of the
Owners?
owners, yes.
Okay, great. Identify yourself and tell us who you are.
Hi, my name is Franz Nikolai. I'm the owner. So the hours operation gonna be from 9 to 6:30 is the last appointment, which is maybe gonna take a 30 minutes. It's 9 to 7 to be closed. And
So is that 7 days a week?
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
Yeah.
Are you doing men's hair, ladies' hair, or both, or?
We do like both. We do like more with the short hair than the longer, because we don't have like the hair salon style to do the layers and all that. So we have the barber license.
Barber
So we
license.
do, yeah.
So you'll be doing short hair like?
Yeah, short
I don't
hair.
have any, but
Yeah.
short hair, okay. All right, so it's gonna be a quick in and out. It's not gonna be,
Yeah, it will be like 20 minutes.
yeah, 'cause typically ladies' hair, they'll take hours. so,
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that's one. Exactly. Yeah. Mine takes 3 minutes.
Kids too? Children?
Yes.
Okay. You know, no, all right.
What is the, what's in the space right now, the removal plan? It's just,
Is that the
It was a
kitchen?
tile
Was-
store
The
for,
tile vendor before, yeah. Yeah, that's all it was.
was
It's
President
a-
there now?
I think it's a tile store. They sell tiles,
Oh, okay.
kitchen and tiles.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It was like a showroom, pretty much.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I know.
Yeah.
So do you currently have 5 barbers that are gonna be there full time?
No, for the beginning, we're gonna start me and Raymond. We work in the same spot, so we now we're moving on Tuckahoe. We used to work on the Fish Avenue. So now we're currently are just me and him. So actually, I'm checking like to get more barbers, but in the beginning, so we want to start like 2. So it's in that space we're working right now. It's been for 8 years almost, and still didn't fill it up the chairs, because it takes like years to fill it up the barber to be. So we hired the barber, which just have like a good quality of the haircut. So that means it's hard to find those. So
Yeah.
gonna take time to build.
So currently you have your own space anyway, in Eastchester?
No, we're working there.
You work there,
So,
I
yeah.
got you, okay. So it's gonna be 2 of you now, right? But eventually you're gonna grow to potentially 5, right?
Yeah.
Are you renting any of the chairs?
No, it's gonna be commission.
Okay, so commission, in other words, if I'm a barber, I say, hey, I wanna come and work for you, I pay for the chair, or we split 50/50, how does that work?
No, we're split like 50-50, for example.
So he's not an employee at that point, right? He's,
Yeah, it's more like self-employed, like
okay, all right. All right,
Freelance.
1099 employee. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, right? You have 1 washing station, 2 guys, bathrooms, parking. So let's talk about parking. So what have you acquired so far? 4 parking spaces?
Well, technically, we have the municipality. We spoke to the village
The
clerk.
village, right?
She gave us two parkings already for that.
Which
What-
lot are the ones, did you purchase those already per se?
No, because we spoke to her and she gave us kind of like the approval verbally over the
Okay.
phone. So
Which lot did she give you
this is
approval on?
the Lake Avenue lot.
So is that the A lot?
A lot, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you have two over here. Okay.
Correct. And then one of those parking spaces will be Frank, and the other one would be Ray with his wife, because they
Come together.
commute together, and
Okay.
and she'd be the receptionist. So
Okay.
and then the we're proposing to have one person come in via the Metro North and one via the bus. So that's the other 2.
Oh, you don't have employees yet, so you can't say
Right,
that.
but that's the
You don't know if
that's the
they're gonna
plan.
come by bus or most likely by
So-
car. No, everyone's too lazy.
Yes, but they want to be able to have that ability
Okay.
to, yeah. And then, and like I said,
So, Mr. Gersten, I have a question. Since there are only 2 of them right now, actually three, because the wife is probably the receptionist, right, I'm assuming?
Correct.
Right. Do they need all these to purchase all these parking spaces at this time?
That's up to the board. It would kind of be silly to have 5 spots with two
people.
two people.
I know,
there.
that sounds like.
You know, you could put a condition in there that, you know, if start out with 2,
Right,
and then if more chairs fill up, they would have to get, you know, each spot per chair.
right. That's what I think. It makes sense to do it that way rather than spending money unnecessarily.
Right.
Yeah, it makes more sense if, I'd rather you guys succeed and not spend money unnecessarily. Okay. Anybody have any other questions for this applicant? Okay,
No, very happy for you guys.
okay.
We could use another barber shop.
Not me.
You can.
All right, so at this point, I make a motion to open a public hearing. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Hold on, let me finish. You gotta let me finish. Okay, I know who you are. No. All right, so I make a motion to open a public hearing. Have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Now it's your turn. Speaking to
Hi, my name is Victoria Angelillo. I'm the owner of the building on Main Street, 84 Main Street. I think they will be a great asset to the neighborhood. And I thank you for your help with explaining things that I think you're going to do good, guys. That's all. I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time, and thanks.
okay.
Thank you.
We don't want to empty.
No, I agree. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak on this application? Since there's no one else, I'd like to make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Put your mic on.
Okay, planning board resolution, applicant Perfect Barbershop, location 84 Main Street, Tuckahoe, section 28, block 5, lot 1. Description of project is open a barbershop. Seeker resolution. Pursuant to the regulations of Seeker, this board finds that the action taken herein is an unlisted action subject to the requirements of Seeker and its implementing regulations. Number 2, the board is in possession of all information reasonable necessary to make the determination as to the environmental significance of the proposed site plan application. Number 3, that the action taken herein shall not have a significant adverse impact on the environment, and it is declared that a negative declaration is hereby adopted with regards to this action.
I make a second. Nancy?
Commissioner McMullen.
In favor.
Commissioner Barra.
In favor.
Commissioner Carpenter.
In favor.
Commissioner Wolfson.
In favor.
And Chairman Leo.
In favor.
Okay,
Hold on a second.
all right. Bear with us 1 second. Okay. The following is the resolution decision of the planning board of the Village of Tuckahoe. Applicant is seeking to open a barbershop at 84 Main Street. The proposed barbershop will have 5 barber chairs, 1 back wash station, and a reception area in an existing storefront. We find, based on the work sessions and presentations at the public hearing, that the applicant has met its burden as to 7-1 of the Village of Tuckahoe zoning code, and therefore the application is approved with the following conditions. At all times, the applicant shall maintain 2 off-site parking spaces. That's number 1. Number 2, when new employees are retained, an additional parking space shall be acquired. Every representation of the applicant made in its application and presentation will be a condition of this approval. Any deviation from this representation made shall be cause for the revocation of said approval.
I second that. Nancy, take roll.
Commissioner McMullen.
In favor.
Commissioner Barra.
In favor.
Commissioner Carpenter.
In favor.
Commissioner Wolfson.
In favor.
And Chairman.
In favor. Welcome. Good luck with everything. Huh? All right, so at this point, let's take a recess for a few minutes until we get the other applicant back. Huh? I mean, Jesus. What are we, coffee break?
Take a nap.
Huh. I don't blame you. It's a long day.
All right.
So where are we?
All right, so we had a discussion about the cap. And, based on what they've done previously and, large party reservations that you would get typically throughout, every restaurant in town that could accommodate a large party. They're willing to reduce the capacity for those large reservations by a 20% drop, which equates to 107 people total for those large parties.
All right, so let me ask you, let's hold that for a second. Let me ask you a couple of questions, right? So right now you have a set of documents you presented us, right?
Yes.
But they're not 100% construction documents yet, correct?
Correct.
How far are you from 100% construction documents?
Probably
Realistically,
three
engineering,
weeks.
full MEPs?
Well, the MEP, yeah, they've been working because of the kitchen. But we're talking, probably 3.5 weeks.
Let's call it 4 weeks, right? Do you have a contractor in place?
Not yet. No.
Okay, you need to bid this, right?
Yes,
Okay, so bidding 3 to 4 weeks?
3 weeks.
Then you got bid leveling, roughly, right? Got questions, what do you got this, what do you got that? Then you got to order your equipment, right? Last time I did a restaurant, the kitchen took 4 months. So I know you guys are, want to open, but realistically, if you add the calendar, everything that has to happen before the space can be built, we're talking realistically 4 months, 5 months, realistically. And that's if everything goes well. All right. So, guess my question is, I'd like not to cap you. I want to give you what you want, but I also want to have a second opinion from our planner to say, hey, can this facility in this location accommodate the load? So I know you guys are in a hurry, but the reality is you're not going to get done until late summer if all goes well. Is my math wrong?
I think we're gonna have to kick it to next month because I'm not sure that we'll be able to pay for that right now. Because we, like I said,
Pay for what? I'm
$7 pay for everything that would be involved in doing the study and
No, I'm not asking for a formal study. I don't want them to do traffic analysis. That road has been traffic analysis to death, and we have plenty of reports. I basically want to contact our planner and say, hey, this is the situation. This is what they're planning to do. And get his feedback. We're not asking, for him to do a formal traffic study. It's not necessary because again, that road has been studied to death. Yeah.
Just another set of eyes on the documents. It won't be that
Again,
extensive.
you still have to do all your documentation, so I don't think we're holding you up. At this point, we're just talking parking, right? So if we wait a month for argument's sake, hopefully your drawings will be completed by then. They'll be out to bid, and the only issue is really parking. It's not going to change the scope of work of your facility, right? Am I missing something otherwise? I'm not slowing you down. Again, I'm not slowing you down because, again, your architect still has to do a great deal of work. I mean, this is a complex project.
Yeah, I guess my thought is just that we want to make sure we do everything that we need to before putting more money into it and buying equipment and knowing that we are going to have the approval. And so
Well,
there's,
again, it's parking. It's not, you've already got the majority of approvals from zoning. All we're talking about is parking. So it's, whether it's 107 people or 150 people, that's the delta we're talking about.
so are you suggesting that if we wait a month that we might be able to do it without a cap?
Potentially, yeah.
Okay.
Listen, we may still cap you based on what our consultant says. He may say, okay, we're comfortable for argument's sake with 130. You're gaining, 23 spots. It's not, again, don't take this as it's slowing you down. It's not. Again, we're still within your window, right? I just want to make sure we get this right.
Does the fee come from us, though? You say?
The fee, yeah, the fee would be.
Yeah.
Come from you guys. Give it about 1,000.
What? I just missed that. What was that? Why do we? Can you just do it on T&M, time and material? I mean, how long is that?
That's what it is. Tell his recommendation.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Can you just find out and let Mr. Campana know tomorrow? All right. Yeah.
Like I said, it'd probably be like 1,000, 1,200.
It's not going to be a formal traffic study.
No.
No.
Yeah, it's just a review.
Just again, that road has been studied to death. They have all the data. It's not like it's anything. But again, I just
Plans, you have to give us a PDF of the plan, we'll send them over.
yeah, and send Mr. Campana's not traffic. I'm sorry, the parking analysis that he did. Just out of curiosity, where did you get that 2.5 patrons per restaurant? Where did that come from?
2.5
So is that
people
true?
per car
Yeah. What did that? Is that
from the work session.
No, I understand that, but is there? It's just.
It's not off of data, it's just off of our discussion.
Oh, okay.
On average, how many people would be in a car going to the restaurant?
It's like, wow, where did you find this in the code? I was like, I wanted to go look for this. All right.
So we will, I guess, wait until next month to figure out what.
So what will happen is tomorrow, the building department will call our consultant, explain the situation, give you a sense of how many hours it should take him, and try to keep it as low as possible, push back guys. Then they'll advise Mr. Campana, and he'll relay it to you. But and then we'll move forward. He'll do his quick analysis, and hopefully, he says, hey, yeah, we can do all of this, and it's beneficial to you, or no, we can't do this because of this, and just want to make sure we're all happy.
Yeah, I guess for the record, would like to just say that we are a small business. We have been doing this for 12 years, and again, $7 pints, it makes it hard to pay the bills. And so
Gotcha.
I hear $1,000 or $1,500,
got
and
it.
I think that's big. It's big, and we are putting all this money into a project that will benefit the community. And if anyone has been part of any community event that we've done there, which I'm sure you guys have, we are always the first to raise our hands for the police donations and the chili cook-off and the 10% PTA, and we have an Asbury night, and our name goes throughout. Last year we did 2 beers for the St. Patrick's Day and for the Fathers Club, and we are always we want everyone from the community to feel at home there, and we would like to sort of have that feeling come back to us because.
No question, and I opened with that statement saying that you guys are fantastic. You're a great asset to the community. You've been wonderful. Everything, just kind of you just repeated in essence what we talked about earlier. And we value you. I think you're especially on Marbledale. I think you guys are the lifeblood of Marbledale. So again, I just want to get this right. That's all I want to do. I'm not trying to hurt you. Mike, can you see if he'll take beer in lieu of money? Maybe a couple of cases, barter.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not
come
sure.
on. And by the way, in all fairness, this is an expensive project. So it's not like it's inexpensive. It's an expensive project.
Yeah.
So again, we want to make sure we get this right. But again, see if you can barter with beer.
Can we guarantee that he'll be able to review this if
We'll push him. We will
agree
push. If
to
he
it
doesn't review it by next
within-
month, we'll figure this out.
Okay.
I'm just curious, because, I'm in construction. And when do you anticipate even doing the construction during downtime, because you have to shut down, right? Or you're gonna try to
Yeah,
avoid that
I mean,
somehow?
there's going to be underground plumbing for the bathrooms, to the bar. So there's quite a bit of work there.
So is there a window that you're thinking now to shut down? Is there a slower time? I mean, I love your
permit.
your bar restaurant now. It's hard, summertime, going there, having a beer is great. It's a great asset to our community.
Right.
So just thinking, because we're thinking of, as you get your construction documents done and you bid it and all, and what kind of window you're thinking, when would you do the construction, What do you think?
Are you looking to bid on this job?
I have a few questions.
Well, so that's part of the frustration. We were hoping to be now, understanding obviously it's not. We submitted, I think in October was it October? I don't know. Our original submission was long ago. So we've been trying to do it so that we could do it. We could do the construction that was necessary to actually shut down during the months that were less painful for us.
Sure.
But yeah, that is the issue we're running into. And even past that, it's very hard to basically put in a second business as you run the first business. And so Kristen's having a lot of people who would otherwise make reservations who don't, because people don't want to make a reservation at a place that may or may not be under construction. And what food is it? Well, I don't know. It could be a pizza truck or it could not be a pizza truck. I'm not sure. And so we're losing a lot of business just right there. And then past that, we don't know how to proceed. And so we are kind of figuring it out on the fly, which is hurtful to us. And so it makes it even more hurtful just as we keep pushing out, not knowing when we're going to be able to do that construction.
Yeah. I know, because
Get going, get it done quick.
any time of the year is, between the summer and the fall is, that's the go-to place.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, during dry January, it is not.
right.
So January, February, when it's cold outside, it's not very busy inside the brewery. So that's why we were hoping to do it now and trying to push through best we can. But like I said, we need our warm months to pay for this project. And so we're looking to do that as quickly as possible.
Right.
We will see you next month.
Thank you.
We'll see you next month. Mike, let's make sure we can get the a BFJ on this as quickly as possible. You haven't, okay. All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good night.
Yeah, we still have the public hearing.
Oh, yeah, so at this
floating
point,
out there.
yeah, so I'm sorry. Okay, at this point, I make a motion to keep the public hearing open till next month. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I thought you,
Would you like to speak on this?
I was home, I wanted to watch it, but I missed it, it's not on TV, so
Oh.
I'm gonna come down here.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. So at this point, please come on up. Then I'll reopen it.
Good evening.
Good evening.
John Seminara, owner of 174 Marbledale, across the street from Broken Bow.
Right.
I like to, well, they do a great job there, keeping it clean and everything. Nice people. Only problem I have is the parking. Because parking there in the summertime is hard to park, especially when they're having an event. And I don't know how many spots they have. I missed the presentation.
13.
I couldn't see it. And I don't know how many people they're allowed now, but I'm hearing something like 140, you said, 130, 150 people, possibly. I just don't know where they're going to park.
Yeah, so that's the discussion. So one of the things, I don't know if since you missed most of it, the concern we have is the event, so when they occur and the number of people that could park there. Right now, typically when they'll have these events, typically it's either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, right? And it's typically, if you're gonna do Friday, it's Friday evening, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, right? So those typical times, Marbledale is empty. The shops are all closed, and there's ample parking on the street. The only so I think from their lunch business, their dinner business, I think it'll be fine. Their summer events, I think it'll be fine. The only reservation I have is when we have these larger parties. So at this point, again, there seems to be, a lot of parking spaces on Marbledale, the street itself. At this point, we're asking our consultant to do a quick study and say, okay, if they're going to have, let's say, a party of 140 people, for argument's sake, right? Are they going to have ample parking spaces? If not, what's the maximum they the location can accommodate based on an event size, pick a size, right? So we're studying that. We're going to ask our consultant to study that, and hopefully he'll come up with a number, that everyone can be happy with.
Okay. Well, one of the questions I have is if they're going to have these parties, or the events, are they still going to have the food trucks in the parking lot?
So food trucks are gone. Parking lot would only be for parking only. They're building they're attaching a beer garden to the building, which will be protected by a curb and some shrubs, and it's kind of one of those pergolas that adjust with the sunlight, so that it will keep everything isolated to the building adjacent. Because right now, to your point, when they have large events, the whole parking lot, for the most part, is sometimes takes the entire event. The event takes the entire parking lot over, basically. So, and I think what they're trying to do is kind of mitigate that and just say, okay, this is where the beer garden is, this is where the restaurant is, and this is where the parking spaces is. So they're all distinct, they're all identified, and so that's, I think, the plan that they're presenting at this point.
I would like to say that working down there for a year and a half, at night, there is no parking.
Because they're busy.
I know, but
It's great.
I have the building across the street. Remember, there used to be a restaurant there.
Yes.
Now, if you had 30, 40 people there, there's nothing.
What do you mean?
Well, what I'm saying is I have the building still empty. Sooner or later, I hope to get somebody in there.
Yeah.
But part of my problem's been when people go down there, Saturday night, Friday night, and they're like, oh, there's no parking. I mean, I have some parking,
Right,
but
you
everybody needs parking. And even, when people start developing, like if Ron at the upholstery shop, does something, everybody's going to need some parking on that street. But if they have 130 people come there, I don't know how many cars that could be, 60, 70.
Probably, but again,
There's only 15 in front of these three places, like Rocco. There's not as many spots.
I think going from Fisher to Jackson, is that what you took from? I think they got what did you get, 60, almost 60 parking
From where?
spaces? From Fisher to Jackson, to the restaurant, to the hotel, basically. From the hotel to Fisher is about 60 parking spaces. But again, keep in mind.
That's the whole block.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah, so-
No.
Yeah.
Again, that's why I'm asking for this to be studied. I don't want to make a mistake where, to your point, the upholstery guy, starts developing his property, Rocco does his, you do something else with yours. I get all that. That's why I basically want someone who does this on a regular basis to kind of advise us, what we
Thank
can and can't do.
Because I did see them always using the parking lot for what is that? Behind them. That's where all the parking used to go over the last year or two.
What do you mean behind them? Behind?
What is that? The restaurant that's supposed to go in one day.
Oh, the steakhouse?
That's where all the parking's been going, all
Okay.
back there.
But I think they cannot use that any longer.
I know,
right?
so that's my point. So the
Yeah.
street has been full. So now if they can't park there and now they're going to expand, that's going to be a problem, essentially. Especially for me, I can't rent as it is. And now people potentially coming down there and say, well, maybe they want to open a restaurant. I don't know, whatever. I don't know what they're going to want. Whoever I could find, I'll be happy to get somebody. But hopefully one day I will. But, I think I'm going to need some parking too. I have some on site, but, just for gas, anything. I mean, it's just,
Now, how many parking spaces does your building have right now? 13, 12? What do you
I
have?
think I have about 12.
12, yeah. And I think that's what was required for your application, if I recall correctly, right?
Yeah. But once again, I don't know, maybe somebody goes in and needs more. I don't know. I just, I I just think that you.
Then we'll have to have that conversation, you and I.
Yeah, I know, but still, it has to work, because, everybody
que-
needs
it's
to.
a balance.
everybody-
I get it.
Them, me, Rocco, all of us need to,
No question, and typically to answer your question, they're late night operation primarily. If you're gonna, yours is commercial right now, so it would be office building, so it's typically 9 to 5, 9 to 6, so I think there's, minimum overlap between the two types of business, but again, to your point, anything could change at any time. I get that. And that's why we're asking our consultant to really look at this rather than, I'm not an expert in this. I just have a,
I
Yeah.
just, this is what I see going down
got you.
there.
No,
Thursday
Marbledale-
night, Friday
yeah.
night, Saturday,
Yeah.
people parking, in my lot, parking, it's not, there was no parking before, which is all right. I mean, we were getting by, but if it's, double now, I mean, I don't know how many seats they had before compared to now. I really don't, but
Yeah,
I just worried about it, that's all.
I get it.
Thank you.
We're all concerned about it
All
as
right.
well. Thank you for coming.
Good night.
All right. Is anyone else here to speak on this application? All right, so at this point, I make the motion to keep the public hearing open. Can I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Since we have no other business in front of us, I make a motion to close this public hearing. Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good night, Tuckahoe.